2023 is my first year of being profitable as a trader, but it's also the year I made the most amount of trading mistakes. When I mean trading mistakes, I simply mean anything that is against your trading plan. These mistakes made me lose some of the profits I made. Some of these profits were due to potential payouts from prop firms and also several blown personal accounts. So in total, it was around 34,000 euros. Yeah, 34,000 euros. I know you may be like, why is he sharing this on YouTube? So yesterday I was doing my yearly wake up and my mind was like, why not share this on YouTube? Because someone might literally benefit from it, and also it will be a journal for you to look back to. One thing I noticed were some common mistakes I made throughout the year of 2023. So I made a list of them and I'm going to share them in this video. So sit back, take a note, take a pen, let's get it.
Oh yeah, I stayed up, put my head on and I prayed up, I was hard and never gave up, I just struggle motivated.
Mistake number one, small stop loss. So I found myself continuously taking unnecessary losses because I wanted a better risk to reward. Mind you, my risk to reward is actually decent, but I found myself continuously wanting to have a smaller stop loss. And what price did most of the times were price would come into my entry, go to the stop loss I imputed, which is now my initial stop loss, stops me out, then go straight to take profit without actually tapping my initial stop loss. So this happened a lot of times. I have it in my journal. It messed up my head a lot. Another thing was, normally I'm a limit guy, which means that once I have a setup, I just set my limit. Then once price comes there, it either taps me in, goes to TP or goes to stop loss. But what I found myself doing was, once I get a setup, instead of me to impute everything, I just sit down there and wait for price to come in, so I would use market execution. Mind you, this is not the way I trade. I like to just use limit. So I want price to go deep, then take me in. But what price did most of the times were, it taps my initial entry and move without literally going deep. So that's a mistake, and that affected my edge. So these mistakes happened continuously throughout the year. I noticed, but I really didn't do much about it because I was focusing too much on mistake number two. Mistake number two, focusing too much on technical analysis. I know a lot of traders have the same problem. Instead of us to just face the problem straight on, we don't. Instead, we go to the chart and look for excuses of why the market didn't do this or didn't do that. I knew my problem was I was greedy because I want higher risk to reward, right? My initial one was not satisfying me. So instead of me to face that straight on, I tend to go to the chart to look for excuses or reasons of why price left without me, or why price didn't come deep into the entry, or why I did this and why I did that. Instead of me to just face the problem straight on, I made a mess. Next time, set a limit. Next time, don't do this. Instead of me to do that, I found myself always making tons of excuses, going to the chart, overanalyzing things that are not even there, trying to justify a reason that is not even necessary. Mind you, I have tons of data of my trading strategy, right? Everything I do is based on the data I got from my strategy. So I make these mistakes. Instead of me to just fix it straight on, I tend to go to the chart again and try to build up something that doesn't exist. Another thing was, I knew trading was mostly psychological, right? But instead of me to focus more on psychology, don't get me wrong, I read a lot of trading books, right? For example, this is Trading in the Zone. But I wouldn't sit here studying psychology for like, let's say 3 hours straight. But I don't mind backtesting for like 5 hours, 7 hours in a day. That was a problem because I wasn't giving the same energy I was giving to technicals to psychology, and we all know trading is mostly psychological. So if you're a trader going through a similar problem like me, what I would suggest is give the same energy you're giving to technicals, which is backtesting and all that. Give that same energy to psychology, and that's what I've been doing, and it's literally been helping a lot. So moving on to the next. Mistake number 3 was hesitation / judging a trade. So I found myself for some reason judging trades, right? These were mostly due to, like, let's say the previous day I had a losing trade I tend to like hesitate on the next trade, and I found myself gathering evidence of why the next trade is not going to work, right? And most times these trades I hesitate on are the ones that go to TP. Let's say, for example, I was doing a challenge, right? So the previous day I took a loss, let's say 2 losses, right? What I found myself doing the next day was, let's say I have a setup, instead of me to just take it, then I found myself doing like, okay, this is happening, this trade is not going to work, right? So this come in 2 scenarios. One was me looking for evidence of the trade not working, and also evidence of the trade working. So let's say I have a setup, right? This is not really my plan, but I found myself taking it. Why? Because I have literally gathered evidence of why the trade must work. And this led to a major problem. This led to me doing stupid things, right? It led to me like taking trades I'm not supposed to take, removing my stop loss, which is a problem, and I'm going to talk more about that later. And I tend to lose more. So it happened to me severally. So if you're a trader going through a similar problem, right, I'll just suggest just take it like as Mark Douglas suggested, right? Your edge is not based on one trade, but it's based on several trades, right? So we just need to let probability do its thing, and no one knows what's going to happen, right? So take the judgmental attitude from the market, because the market literally doesn't care. So I learned this the hard way, and well, 2024, I'm not gonna make that mistake. The 4th mistake was focusing too much on the money. I know the goal of every trader is to make money from the market, right? That was my goal too. But the problem was I was focusing too much on it. Instead of me to focus more on the process, I found myself focusing too much on the money. In the sense that, let's say for example, I found myself literally being attached to trades, because I'm like, this trader has to give me this money. So, and I wasn't even focusing on the race, right? So let's say for example, I'm risking 500 in a trade, 500 euros in a trade. Instead of me to be like, okay, I'm risking 500, I don't consider that. What I tend to consider is like, if this trade works, it's going to give me 3,000. So basically, I forgot about the risk and was focusing more on the reward, right? And this led to catastrophic problems, bro. It led to me revenge trading. It led to me removing my stop loss, adjusting my stop loss. It led to literally a lot of things. Focusing too much on the money literally contributed in me losing a 400k account with a $14,000 profit, right? I'll actually show you a video right here so you can see for yourself, right? So after the incident, my mind was fucked. I was like, I was in a bad place, because I know it's good to have goals, right? I have the goal of 20k, but what's the difference between 14k and 20k? It was just 6,000 difference, right? So I could easily just take my money, and mind you, I just got funded with the 400k, which means I haven't gotten back my initial money I used in buying the account, right? So if I had just taken my 14k, would have been good, right? I would have had the account, would have had profit, and I would have actually had more money to spare for challenges, right? So a lot of these things, I didn't think about them because I was just fixated on the money, right? I needed to make 20k, and if I don't make 20k, life has to stop, or the market has to give me the money. So that fucked me up for a while. And what happened after that was I actually just I think I went to Instagram and I saw that Alex G, shout out to Alex G, it was Alex G and Sensei, they were coming to Madrid. So after the incident, I just booked my ticket, man. I booked a flight straight to Madrid. I didn't care about the money, because I just wanted to live life. I just wanted to like focus my energy on something else, and also to meet other like-minded people. And I actually ended up meeting some nice people over there. Like for example, I met a guy called Jose. Shout out to Jose. His YouTube is BTC Sin Fronteras. As I mentioned, focusing on the money contributed to me losing the 400k account with the profit, right? But the major problem is what I'm going to talk on the next step. So the final problem was not imputing stop loss / removing stop loss. So this problem fucked me up a lot of times. I swear to God, like it messed up my entire trading. It made me give literally all of the money I lost was due to this problem, right? Because either I removed the stop loss or I didn't impute. What happened was I usually had the mental stop loss in my head, right? It never works, to be honest. It never works, right? You have the mental stop loss like, okay, when price gets here, I'm out. But what happened most of the time was when price gets there, I'm like, oh, price is going to come back up. Maybe it's just going to wick it out. right? It's just going to weak people out and go to my TP, but it never happens, right? All the accounts I lost were due to this problem. What continuously happened was price will come to stop loss, it keeps melting, and I'm like, okay, price is going to come back soon. Then it keeps melting, like then I'm down like 1 to 4%. The funny thing was, once I see price like it's continuously melting, right, my brain tends to give me a lot of crazy things, like for example, price is going to retrace, and I'm already in deep drawdown. So why should I close in like let's say I'm wasting 1%, why should I close like 5%? So let me just wait a little bit. Price is going to retrace to like back to initial entry or break even. But the thing was, it never works, bro. It never worked. I literally got burned several times. All the money was due to that. I blew a personal account of $13,000, sorry, 13,000 euros, because I'm in Europe, in one day because of this problem. So these were the 5 mistakes I made trading in 2023, and I learned my lessons the hard way. And if you're going through similar problem, just accept them and fix them. So if you find this video helpful, make sure to like, share it to someone that you think might need it, and thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Bless.